My name's Keith Lawrence. I'm the Residential Development Manager for Maybaum Real Estate. A lot of people ask what makes a neighborhood successful, and there's a lot of components. And I think when everybody that's part of the team realizes that they're just as important as the next one, from the guy cutting the grass, that's edging the grass, to the roofer that's putting the shingles on, and everybody understands that the next person is important. If we do that, that's what we've achieved at Whispering Pines, which has put us as one of the top selling communities in Columbia County, in our areas, because everybody has bought into the vision. When we're looking at the amenities for the neighborhood, we try to figure out exactly what the lots can absorb. There's a finite price that we can sell the lots for and still reach the price points that we want. If you take 100 lots and you put a pool in there and a parking lot and a playground, that could be $1 million amenity. And you divide that by 100 lots, you've got $10,000 a lot that would have to be borne on by those lots. It's just not feasible on the cost. And then you also have to find that we identify the right location. We want that amenity to look like it's supposed to be part of the community, not just an afterthought and stuck in over here. When we did Whispering Pines, we had a nice piece of land that really kind of nestled right up to phase 3. It's surrounded by trees. It's visually pleasing. Most of the residents pass by it that are in phase 3, 4, 5, and 6 all go by the amenity. So you do get the visual effect on that side. One thing that a lot of people don't think about as far as amenities are the utilities in the ground. And that could be gas, could be fiber optic, it could be, obviously Georgia Power is a guarantee, telephone is a guarantee, but the gas specifically, a lot of our communities we don't run gas in. And the reason is because down here in the South, we don't have cold winters. Most people who love gas, they love the heat, they want that instant heat. So what we've looked at before is the fact that most people don't want to pay the additional cost for running gas. When you're looking at Whispering Pines, the cost to run gas through that whole neighborhood, if we charge $1,200, would be almost $1 million. It's $720,000. We would rather see that placed in walking trails, something that people touch and feel, because the other thing is not everybody wants gas. So you can't just put gas in for some of the houses, which is probably closer to about 15 to 20%, when everybody else is paying for an amenity that they really aren't using. This is the #1 question I get asked, is why can we not get our neighborhoods paved? What's the holdup? What's taking so long? It's a complicated process. Construction is, we deal with, people ask us all the time, we start construction and say, when are we going to have a final plat? We use a construction schedule, we lay it out, but there's many factors that come from material availability to subcontractors availability to getting county inspections to the weather. So the reason, the why, the big question, why is Whispering Pines not paved, is a complicated answer in the fact that Mother Nature has not worked with us. That's the biggest thing. And if it rains tomorrow, it will be another delay. And so when we project these things out, we can project our numbers on our performance on what the lot's going to cost within 2%. I can't project the construction schedule that exact. It's a moving target. As we hit milestones, I get closer to pinning it down, but as things come in between, they slide. It's not from a lack of desire. We want every resident to be in their home as quickly as possible, but unfortunately, the only other way to do some of these things are so cost prohibitive that the people couldn't afford to buy the homes in order to deliver the lots within the time frames. When you come up with the price of a lot, what we sell a lot for, they differ from every single one of the neighborhoods, because obviously land in every location doesn't cost the same. Land is more, the costs to develop are not the same. So when you look at Richmond County, Aiken County, and Columbia County, the cost to put the same lot is different. The land price is different. Aiken may have less expensive land, Columbia County may have more expensive land. So it all factors into, the land is probably the lowest component of the lot price. Then you have to build in the amenities. So if we plan for a large amenity package, every single lot in there is going to participate the same in the overall cost of the amenity that we build for the neighborhood. So if we have a big amenitized community like Whispering Pines and you compare it to Blackstone didn't have any amenities, so the lot price could be less. Blackstone's land was more expensive because it was in a better location. All those factors come into it, but ultimately when we price a lot, it's based on what the market can absorb. We want to make sure that our homes hit a specific price point, and if we jack our lot prices way high, then they won't be able to hit the ultimate price of what the buyers can afford. When we set the dues of a neighborhood, it's a pretty complicated process. We look at exactly what it's going to cost to run the neighborhood but at the same time, we establish what it's going to take to maintain a healthy HOA. So initially, the dues don't cover the costs associated with maintaining the neighborhood. Once we get more residents, all that starts to factor into it. But at the same time, we want our neighborhoods to have an excess, not run at a deficit. It's very important to us to make sure that it's maintained. It's also allowed us, like in Whispering Pines, where we typically, most neighborhoods are, this is a simple thing, our pines draw twice a year. The residents want it more often. We were able to make the adjustment with the landscaping and provide a higher level of service. What we've seen is we'd rather people pay a higher amount per year in association dues and end up with a better experience and a higher level of maintenance. One thing I'd really like to say about a neighborhood is that we are like the spokes in a wheel. With one spoke broken, the wheel eventually is going to break down. Now the spokes of the wheel may be the landscaper, they may be the plumber, they may be the electrician, they may be the sales team, they may be the developer on our side. But everybody has a purpose, and the purpose of the spokes are to keep the wheel turning. And that's what we want with everybody that's part of the team, is to keep the neighborhood moving forward in a positive direction and end up with the best-selling neighborhoods for everywhere we develop communities.